everyone, welcome to Life of the Troxels. My name is Laura and I am a mom of three. I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-month-old. And our 4-year-old just started preschool this last August. So she's been in preschool for 3 weeks, and as my eldest, I have never had a child go to school or preschool before. So there were a couple of things that I had to learn. There was a little bit of a learning curve of what I needed to do before she started and how I needed to prepare her for going to school. She has gone to daycare before, so we were very familiar with the morning routine of getting ready and being dropped off somewhere for the day and then getting picked up in the afternoon. But this was a new location, and so there were new people there, new teachers, and new routines that she had to get used to. First of all, when she was getting ready to leave her daycare and start at the preschool, finding a preschool that had availability was really difficult. I ended up choosing a school that was familiar with the daycare that we were with, so she was able to take a spot at the preschool, which is in the same neighborhood. But it is really difficult to find places that have availability if you're not already searching prior to when she had started. If I had started looking for preschool when I wanted to start her at age 4, it wouldn't have been available. I had to secure my spot back when she was 3. So the first thing that I wish I knew when my daughter was starting preschool is that you should have shoes that don't have laces on it. I knew that we needed closed-toed shoes because they do play outside a couple times a day, but they take their shoes off when they're taking their nap in the middle of the day. And so if she doesn't know how to tie her shoes, then she's gonna have to wait for the teachers to do it, and the teachers can't be tying the shoes of all of the kids in the school. We got her a pair of slip-ons, and then we got her a pair with Velcro. So that wasn't an issue we had to deal with before. When she was at daycare, they would take their shoes off and just wear socks all day. Another thing is I didn't know that the preschool offered lunches as part of the tuition. I would always have to pack her lunches, and that was something every day. I would be able to pack her food and she would bring it with her. At preschool, they provide the lunch that's there for her, and it has made a huge difference in preparing for the day and limits the amount of things that we have to bring from home back and forth every day. She is in the 4-year-old class, and they are still required to take naps every day. They have the little mats provided, but you need to bring a sheet and a blanket for them to use during nap time. And I know that those blankets, little roll up with the sheet and the blanket and the pillow all attached, that you can customize and make super cute, put their name on it. Those are really popular, but my preschool requested that we don't bring them because it's really hard to store them and they take up a lot of space. She said just bring a sheet and then a blanket over the top, which is great. But the suggestion was to bring a beach towel as her blanket, which I thought was a great idea because it's perfectly the right size to fit over the mat. It's just the right thickness where it's nice and cozy, but it's not super heavy right now at the time when it's really hot during the day. And it's can roll up really small and be able to fit into a little Ziploc when they put them all away. And it has made a big difference being able to use a beach towel as her blanket. Another thing that I wasn't prepared for preschool was that she still needs to bring a backpack every day. When we were going to daycare, she would just bring her lunchbox, and it would just have her lunch and her water in it. And at preschool, with her lunches provided, I didn't think she needed to bring anything, but we would always be holding random papers or bringing her blankets with us, or she would be needing a jacket, whatever it may be, and we had all these extra things we were carrying every day. So I was thinking, oh, she doesn't need to bring anything, but I was wrong. So we ended up getting a toddler size backpack that she brings every day. And we keep in it hand sanitizer, a chapstick, some sunscreen because she goes outside to play every day. And there's enough room in it for the papers that she gets at the end of the day. She brings those home and she is really excited to pull them out and show her dad when she gets home from her backpack. And so we had to find a backpack that was small enough to fit a toddler, but also big enough to hold everything that we needed. And so that's what she's bringing back and forth from home rather than her lunchbox. Another thing, what their holiday policy is. So for our daycare, we had to pay a flat tuition regardless of how many days we were there. While our preschool, you only have to pay for the days that you attend. So if there is a holiday, we just had Labor Day weekend, there were only 4 days of school that week, we only had to pay for 4 days. Or if you're on vacation, you don't have to pay for the time that you're not there. And so that's a great policy to have. It also makes it really confusing with the tuition payments and how much you pay and when do you pay it and what's the prorated schedule. And so it was really nice to have the schedule provided for us ahead of time, so we were prepared for what days were holidays and what days would be off and be able to plan our payments according to the schedule. And the last thing that I wish I knew is that, I guess this is the case with any new thing that a toddler is going through. Although she's used to being out of the house and going to daycare and every day going off to school and coming back in the evening, starting at a new school where it's new teachers, new friends, a new location, a new routine, a new start time. Now she has to go earlier in the day. It's definitely been an adjustment, and you throw in the addition of a younger sibling a couple months ago, that it's really thrown her off. And even though we prepared her for preschool and letting her know that there's going to be some changes, she still had a hard time with it. So she was good for the first week. She was great on the first day. We were very excited that things were going so well. But once we started the second week, it was actually Wednesday of the second week that she had a really hard time saying goodbye and was crying. And it hurt my heart to have to leave her that day. But you know, I had to leave. I work a full-time job, so I had to come, and I got an update from the school and they said that she was fine just 5 minutes later and had distracted her and she's moved on, which of course she did. But it was definitely hard seeing that. And then the next day I was thinking she had forgotten about it, and right as we're walking in, she was telling me that she was sad and she didn't want me to leave. And so we had a couple hard days in a row of saying goodbye, which is something that we hadn't experienced before, because it was so easy to say goodbye to her when she was going somewhere familiar at her daycare. She does always have a great day while she's there. She does love learning and she loves being at this school, but it has made the morning drop off a lot harder, and it's a transition that I wasn't expecting. And I wish that I had prepared myself a little bit more for how hard these morning drop-offs are going to be. Those are a few things a few notes that I have jotted down that I wish I knew when my child was starting preschool for the first time. A couple learning curves that had happened within the first few weeks of starting that I hope that you can keep in mind, and that I'll keep in mind for when my younger daughters head on off to school. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to see more of my family and my daughters and my motherhood journey, and all of our family together. And thank you for watching.